Hi, Joe Peprocki from Loyola Press for Pop-Up Prayer. And today our guest is Lillie Rodgers. She is the coordinator of pastoral ministry at St. Paul's Newman Center at the University of Wyoming. And she is joined today by her daughter, Gracie. Hi, Lillie and Grace. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, Joe. Thanks so much for having us.
Well, great. Let's talk about prayer, Lillie. And when it comes to prayer, you've been telling me that sometimes we get it a little bit backwards, don't we?
Yeah, backwards is probably a really good word. Yeah, I think the way that I was raised to think about prayer, and especially being like a very achievement oriented person, I often thought of prayer as this thing that I had to do in order to get closer to God, right? As if I'm down here and God's up here, and prayer is kind of like my ladder, my way of ascending to God. And if I do it right, I'll get closer to God. And I think that that can be a backwards way of thinking about it in some respects, because with the incarnation, God has already descended to us. And that is really the beauty of Jesus Christ. And so prayer really has become, as I've matured, a way for me to just slow down and take stock of Christ's presence that is already right here within me.
I love that. And the way you mentioned us, getting this backwards, I always kind of refer to that as the ET syndrome, that we think we have to do all the work to get the attention, ET phone home and get God to come down here. But you're saying it's the other way around, that God is with us already through the incarnation. So, Lillie, how did the experience of being pregnant with Gracie help you come to this realization?
Yeah, so pregnancy, it's such an honor and such a privilege to be able to carry a child and to grow a human being within you, and in such a real way to really to carry the presence of God in a special way that doesn't happen in our ordinary humdrum lives, right? And so, but pregnancy was also really hard for me, and I was struggling one Lenten journey as I was about 3 or 4 months pregnant, and I decided to meditate on the Hail Mary as part of my Lenten walk. And every day I would pray those simple words: Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. And I really felt the Lord, of course, going back, that really refers to Mary and her visitation with Elizabeth. And Elizabeth greets her this way, and referring to the infant in her womb in large respect. And I really felt the Lord was speaking to me through that to say, Lillie, you also are full of grace. The Lord also is with you in a very special way through this pregnancy, but also just through your daily existence. So it was a real great gift that the Lord gave me in that respect. And we ended up naming our daughter Grace in large part as a result of that. So.
That's a beautiful story, Lillie. Thank you for sharing that. So, in closing, Lillie, what advice can you give us to enrich our prayer lives?
Yeah, Joe, I like to think of prayer in terms of a mirror. And as I look into this mirror, can I see Christ gazing back at me? That's kind of the first step, to slow down and to just let the Lord look at me with love. The second step then is really to see, can I see Christ's presence within myself? And then thirdly, as I go forth and I leave my prayer, how can I then bear that image of Christ, the presence of Christ, to the rest of the world?
That's wonderful. It's a great image, and thank you so much for sharing it with us, and thank you so much for sharing thoughts and strategies for how we can slow down and take stock of God's descent into our lives, and seeing the Lord with a love that we can carry into the world, seeing God within ourselves. And I especially thank you for bringing Gracie along for the ride today to show other moms and dads that you don't have to wait to be in a monastery to pray, that this is it. This is real life. And, we
Yeah.
can pray even while we're juggling our kids. So thank you so
Yep,
much,
exactly.
Lillie.
Well, thanks for having us, Joe. We're grateful. So, bye bye.
Bye, Gracie.
Hey, Joe. Thanks again.
And thank you to all of you for joining us for Pop Up Prayer. This is Joe Paprocki. Until next time, God bless.
God bless.